Hi guys, this is Cobra Tom,
And then I'm Lily.
and we are here to do the 1988 D.E.M.O.N tank from the Iron Grenadiers. This was a dual elevating machine. It could go up and down, and we're going to just kind of talk about this, and we're going to show you the figures that Ed Hellman made and show you a little bit of the special feature that this tank had. But first, we're going to talk about the ferret. Oh, and here's the ferret. Ferrets are the backbone of Destro's armored assault squadrons. Their battle vehicles, called D.E.M.O.Ns, are expected to spearhead long-range mechanized attacks to neutralize enemy strongpoints, as well as capture and hold landing zones for airborne insertion, which would probably be airborne insertion, would probably mean targets falling from the sky. Since the design properties of the D.E.M.O.N tank key on speed, range, and offensive firepower, much was sacrificed in the area of crew protection, comfort, and safety. Ferrets are chosen and trained based on their doggedly positive attitude. The D.E.M.O.N, this is the virtual attribute for them. When a squadron of D.E.M.O.Ns attack in formation at full throttle, all weapons systems firing, they are virtually unstoppable. Break up the formation, slow the pace of the attack or counterattack from behind, and infantrymen with handheld rocket launchers can turn the D.E.M.O.N into burning hulks. Their motto should be, "Don't look back." So what they're basically saying is, with the D.E.M.O.N tank, you want to hold it there?
The D.E.M.O.N tank?
Yeah, I'll move these guys. We'll talk about these guys in a minute. What they're saying is since this guy is just... Oops.
Sorry.
Oh, want to put the ferret in there? The actual driver, the normal driver.
This guy?
Yep. So what they mean by it's a virtual, death machine. There is no way this spotlight can only look that way. I suppose he can see backwards because he's got the tail gunner. But if a guy comes from the side... Okay, so we take a Joe. And we will pretend, even though this isn't a rocket launcher, we will pretend that this is a rocket launcher. And if it is stopped and the D.E.M.O.N tank is under assault from the side, from a rocket launcher like this, it could take out the side, and there is no weapon that could hit him on the ground. This only turns. That pivots up and down, so maybe this one? Maybe, but it's got to be turned right just to even get to this guy, and they've got to be able to see him.
Well, they also makes an advantage for the G.I. Joes.
Yeah, and if he attacks from the side here, there's literally nothing the D.E.M.O.N tank can do. But, despite that, this is a really cool toy. I really like this one. You can also, if you don't like the height, you can unclasp it. Can you show them the clasp on the bottom?
Where's the clasp?
Oh, I meant like this.
Oh, this one.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. And now it's a much lower profile.
But much longer.
Yeah, yeah, and it on a shelf, it's nice the other way because it doesn't take up so much room. But it's then taller and doesn't really, if you have a shelf that's a little bit,
If you have like a shelf, like a really small shelf, and then a bigger shelf, if you could have the bigger shelf, I would probably put it up because if you had a lot of G.I. Joes, then you'd want to fit them.
yeah. Our shelves, her uncle made the shelves a good distance apart, which was good because we can then have him kind of clasped together. And what clasps that is this little C-clip, and it goes into the round part here. And it clasps right here. Here, I gotta try to get it better into the light. Okay, there's the clasp. Here's the C-clamp. And then it clasps very nicely. I usually don't have any trouble, although I am having a...
On the video, when we're just doing it normally, we have no trouble. And then in
Yeah,
the video, it decides to be difficult with us.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Now, as you can see, since I got it upside down anyway, I'll just talk about this quick. Just, it doesn't have any real treads. It's just got these little,
like weights.
yeah, dumbbell wheels. I don't like that. That's kind of cheap. But, yeah. Oh, I know.
But I think it's just because it's supposed to look like this, so they had to add something kind of thin to put in it.
Yeah. And the underside, if you can see it, it does actually have some pretty nice detail on the bottom here. I'm not getting it very good with my lighting here.
How about that?
And ish, yeah. So, and it's got this famous gold plastic, which I will show you what tends to happen with this gold plastic. It breaks. And not only does it break, but it broke on both spots. So, and we weren't even doing anything. We were playing with this thing and rolling it around, and it was...
We weren't tugging on it. We weren't doing anything. We weren't even messing with the height.
Yeah, and it just broke. So I would be extremely careful. There, I am going to do a repair video if you guys, you know...
Actually, I kind of think it's kind of cool because then we can pretend it's like a blast-off thing. 5, 4...
Yeah. And when I bought this one, I didn't have the light on it, so I just put an extra gun on it. I thought that worked. Now, another issue I have is with this thing, it is supposed to have a clamp here that's supposed to ratchet, and I accidentally broke mine. Now, on that one, it's still good.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah, on the broken one, it still works. On the bad one, or on the good one, it's broken. So, but what you're supposed to be able to do is make... Oh, want to hand me Destro, please?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. We're having a little... So one of the cool things you can do with this, though, is... Oh, oops. I'm sorry. When I said hand me Destro, that was my mistake.
You meant the display?
I meant the whole thing. Want to lift up the camera, tilt it back so that they can see, because I want them to be able to see this. You were able to put this and pretend that he was flying and land on this. And then not only did that make it that much bigger, but then it made him his command vehicle and aircraft. So then he could rule, or he could command from any place on the battlefield and still be on tank support.
I'm gonna put it back down to normal.
Yep. And now I'm going to want to open it up, and I will.
Okay, you opened it up.
I opened it up. Want to tilt it so that they can see?
Tilt it like this.
Yes. Now, as you can see, there's a seat in there, a really nice one, with a control panel and 2 joysticks for the guy to pretend to hold on to. I, of course, as always, would not recommend. I never put my action figures' hands on there ever. And he goes in.
I've heard of their hands actually breaking off.
Oh yeah, they break off. And so he sits in there real comfortably, real nicely. And I usually have in my other one.
Here you go. I'll tip it again.
I usually put Dr. Mindbender in the other one.
I like to pretend that he has his hand around it, like maybe put it like that. Not all the way, see it's just...
I pretend to put it on there, or I put it close to there, but I never actually put it on there.
See, it's not even between the fingers, it's just really close though.
Yeah. And if we can get it turned, could you turn it a little bit?
This way or this way?
That,
Then...
here, go like, maybe like,
Ow.
sorry. Now, as you can see, it's got like a computer panel here and like a targeting system there. Hopefully you can see that. And this guy, who Ed Hellman made for me, and he is the Demon Tank Gunners, which I think controls, while this guy is in front driving, I think that the gunner is in control of this thing and its missiles. And inside there is a targeting system that you can kind of see.
Sorry, bringing
Yep.
the light down. Right there.
And a computer kind of thing where if you were to have this over him, it would go right here, and you can't see it while you're playing with it, but it does have kind of a computer control panel. And on the back side, and however you guys want to play with this, you can play with it, but I had Ed Hellman make these figures because of a bit of a design flaw that I think it has. It's got an open seat, so I think that he would need extra armor, and well, as you can see, it kind of bumped off, but I would think he'd need extra armor because his head sticks out, and so he'd need something to protect him a little bit
so that it doesn't pinch him.
Yeah, and it maybe then doesn't look like it's just smashing him down. I don't know, maybe that's just, you don't have to pretend that way either, but he looks really cramped in there, and I think having a shoulder pad and something to brace would probably be a better idea.
I'm just gonna quick say this. So here's red, nice red. In the back, pink.
Yes. And what I don't like about it, too, is this searchlight is really neat. It's a really cool idea. It's a fun idea.
But
And
why-
yet, you can't turn it all the way around.
Yeah.
It's kind of made useless because of its...
If they just moved it up just a little bit.
Yeah, that would have helped so much more.
And I don't think it has to go all the way around, but it could probably
probably-
reach there and then go back like that.
Yeah. And here is the other feature. The last one we're going to talk about before we get the figures is the part that I'm always the most leery about doing, is opening the missile bays. Because you can open it up, and since you can open it up, then you can slide the missiles out. But I'm always afraid of taking the missiles out because it just, I don't know. They slide in there okay, but they don't seem to come out very well. And I don't want to break the thing, although I do think that the rail that it slides on is pretty good. And the piece that they actually put on this is pretty good. So here's the missile. It does have a universal dumbbell peg, but I don't know. There's nowhere to put it on there that has the peg. And I've tried to put it on another vehicle, and it really just doesn't really fit on there very well. So I'm not sure what that was for, but you know, it's kind of cool. Oops. And I'm going to take off the gun from my other one to show you that I'm guessing, since this is kind of futuristic, it's supposed to be a laser gun. And it's got 3 fans here and a tube or a thing. I'm guessing that here's like the power source for the laser, kind of like an engine, and then this is the cooling system that runs into it so that when it's actually firing it can cool it off and cool off the middle one, although they don't have one for this third one, so I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if that's what that's supposed to be, or if that's supposed to be feeding ammunition into it and then the ammunition into this one, although it would probably not be, because you wouldn't put ammunition at the tip. So I'm not really sure. I think with the cooling fans, though, that's supposed, or the fans, that it's supposed to be a cooling device. The same goes with this. It's got like a sort of engine detail, and then it's got tubing that goes into here, which makes me believe that that is to cool the laser guns from overheating. I don't know. What's your guys' opinion on that one? If you want, just leave a comment. I'm kind of curious about this, about what you guys want to say. Or maybe you guys actually have the answer, and that would be cool too. And I'm just kind of going around, kind of showing you detail. There's another fan detail here that spins.
I feel like then this would be really hot because they have so many fans.
Yeah, it would run probably really hot. And you can fire them from here. And it does have some sort of detail inside the machine gun or the missile gun. So, I mean, this vehicle, while I have had a few personal issues, which are my own fault, I recommend this toy. I can't recommend this toy high enough. I don't normally give a number, but I would give this toy a 10 out of 10. You just need to be extremely careful with the side pieces here and the gold plastic. Gold plastic tends to break.
That's why you gotta be a little bit more careful with these, other than like green or...
Right, the green
plastic is actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
Even like a black plastic.
Yeah. For an example, and I wasn't going to do this, but it did just pop into my head. For example, I am hesitant to pull these in and out, but with this gray plastic, not a problem at all. On the imp tank, I would say that that's the The rail is perfect. The plastic is good. No problems with this. It makes me worried with the gold, because stressing these break so easily. And I know other people have. I've heard often that people have had these pegs broken because gold plastic breaks so easily. Well, on to my what I really want to do is show you the hard work that Ed Hellman did with these figures. This one's going to be kind of a long video, but I do want to show off his hard work. And he made, I'll read this one quick.
Just put a little extra light if it's not bothering you.
No, it's not bothering me. D.E.M.O.N Take Tail Gunner. Codename Infernal Primes. File names various. They're an army builder. They're not actually. I mean, they're obviously they're individuals, but they're not like an actual Cobra Commander or Destro type character. They're supposed to be just average guys who joined Destro's army. Primary military specialty: D.E.M.O.N Tank Tail Gunner. Secondary military specialty: Tank Driver. Birthplace various. Infernal Primes are trained by Voltar to operate the D.E.M.O.N Tank tail gun and top rotating guns. They are next in line to become ferrets who should the need arise, so that they see themselves as head and shoulders above iron infernos. Infernal Primes all started as iron infernos, but are eager to rise up the ranks. They are known for their bravery as much as their skill. More often than Destro would like, the Infernal Primes is seen running into battle with a high-powered laser to personally take out enemy forces. An opportunity to show off is never missed, even if it means ditching their vehicles. It's prime time, baby. And as we were kind of saying, you are making it too dark, I guess.
Sorry.
He painted this really awesome. Really, really awesome. Giving him gold visor. This was a stormtrooper helmet. Actually, a biker scout helmet that he painted.
Cool.
Yeah.
It kind of seems like if you took away the paint and then added it like a biker, yeah, I could see that.
Yep. And then he's got the cool breathing tube here, or breathing system here. And gave him really cool gloves, painted them excellently, gave him wrist guards here. I'm not sure what those are called, but rings in the arm. He gave him an extra shoulder pad, like I was saying, so that when the machine is down, he can actually have more cover, and it's not just crushing down on him. This is just an added piece that he did, which is excellent. I'm not sure what's that?
Like it's like started as a plastic and then.
It was something else that had a Cobra symbol, and he wore it down and just painted over it. And same detail on the sides. Good strapping so that when he's in the vehicle, he picked a good figure to use, because it looks like when you've got him in there, it looks like he's actually strapped and harnessed. So you can see the strapping here and the belts here.
Same with this guy right there anyway.
Yeah. So he did an excellent job to make it look like that he could be strapped into the machine. And he gave him a nice gold pistol there and really cool gold knee pads. and red padding, kind of like on the Iron Grenadier soldier. The Iron Grenadier soldier kind of had, by his boots and his knees, had that kind of ridged padding.
And this one is the same, except without the padding.
Yep, he doesn't have the shoulder pad. And if I can find it, I will do his.
Aren't the file cards the same?
No, they're a little bit different. I don't know where that other file card.
It's right under the white skull. No.
No.
We had it a minute ago.
Yes, we did.
I don't know. Do you kind of know what it says?
Well, if this is tail gunner, it just says gunner on it.
Oh.
Well, oh, there it is. Here it is. Thank you. Demon gunners, Iron Infernos, which is cool. File name various. Primary military specialty, demon tank gunners. Secondary military specialty, special ordnance targeting. Birthplace various countries. Iron Infernos are trained to fire high-tech guidance systems on the demon tank. Their helmets allow them to see long distances, which comply with the extended height of the tank. Gives them a nearly perfect view of the battlefield. While the vehicle itself is operated by a solar panel, the Iron Infernos helmets require charging every time they return to base. This is an issue that Scrap Iron has vowed to rectify in future helmets. The Iron Infernos are brave, headstrong, and fearless fighters. Joe's spotted at 3, 4, and 11 o'clock. Get them all. So that is really neat. I thank him for the file cards. That's really a neat touch. And he gave me some weapons that I had a minute ago.
We are just losing everything.
Yeah, we seem to be losing everything today.
Which are always behind him.
Yeah, which were behind me. So that seems... But each guy gets a gun, and this is kind of the gun that Stalker had, and it's a grease gun, and that looks really good on him. And since they're high-powered rifles and they're used to running off into the battlefield and doing silly things, they get the bigger one, and the Iron Infernos get a personal handheld revolver, which is really cool and really nicely detailed. And for the ferret itself, he sent along this awesome scimitar. It's a really neat sword, and he could use it to fend off anybody who comes attacking. So, I know this ran a bit long, but I wanted to show you all the hard work that Ed Hellman did. He had some awesome file cards, put a lot of work into it, and I really appreciate all of his hard work. This review wouldn't nearly be as good without them. So, thank you very much. Thank you for watching our video, and we will see you
next time.
Bye.
Bye.